Hello, Group 2. It's Ashley from Central Gwinnett High School. Just wanted to share my personal thoughts and reflective thoughts about reading the DuFour article, plus connecting it with the others that we have read this semester and some others that I have embraced over the past year as we have implemented collaborative learning teams and PLCs at our local school. So DuFour talks about his definition is all point of views have been heard. And the group's will is evident, even those who oppose it. This is important. I think our school has some of the similarities in this definition, as far as our principal is very forward about hearing all the teachers' voices. We have a department leadership team that consists of our department AP, department chairs, and then our curriculum leads that meet in order to discuss the things and actions that happen within our collaborative learning teams that come from either our principal or school-wide initiatives. And I think our teachers have value and input before we share with all teachers in the building. And then there's also a forum for teachers who are not in those teacher leaders positions to share their input and concern as our principal values teacher opinions. DuFour talked about 4 things that I really like to touch base on. So he talked about consistency gives leaders moral authority to proceed with the initiative and confront the resistors. So this is important because in the articles that we've been assigned to read in Fiore's books, he talks about building those relationships with teachers. So by building those relationships with teachers, if you do have a resistor, it's easier to confront because you've built that personal relationship with them, and it's easy to touch base with that person, get their opinion, and then go from proceeding with there. Another thing that was really important to me from DuFour, he talked about clarifying each member's responsibility. So sometimes the resistors come from not knowing their actual piece in the CLT or thinking that their voice hasn't been heard. So just being able to clarify with the staff members their responsibility. Another is advancing the initiative. So it's always important to lead your teams to advance that initiative, and that's the goal of the school. So therefore, the consensus is majority of the teachers are on board. And, one of the differences I've found is even if the teachers aren't on board, our principal does a great job of explaining the why to our teachers and makes them go from there. And when I say makes them go from there, then provides an opportunity for teachers to provide input to that particular initiative and move forward to advance it. And then one of the last things that I think is really important is DuFour talked about we learn by doing in the training section, and that applies in a couple scenarios. So we definitely learn by being in the work, and as a school leader, one of our charges from our principal is to actually be in the CLT meetings. That takes priority over anything that's going on. So it's important that we're actually in that meeting with our teachers, working alongside, and we are doing the work with them. It's really important, too, that we're action-oriented. We just read an article last week in our admin meeting that talked about the actions that we should be taking to advance our visions and creating those into reality, which DuFour talks about. So it's really important that you have that trust of your teachers so that they know their voices are heard, and when their voices aren't heard, to be able to talk to them about the resistance. Looking forward to hearing the responses and hearing everyone else's videos.